Hi all, in this video we're going to take a look at the high ISO performance of the Canon EOS 90D. The difference to this video to the 80D vs the 90D, in that comparison I used 1080p because the 80D only does 1080p, so I compared it at 1080p from the 90D, which is recording me now in 4K, and 1080p from the 80D, and we did the high ISO comparison with this. In this video I'm going to go from 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 12,800 on the 90D, but in 4K. I will then upload it in 4K. Right, we're now at ISO 800 in 4K. This is going to be a video on its own. I actually will not edit this, I'll just release it in 4K. I'll now knock the ISO up to 1600 and I'll just knock the aperture back down to the centre of the meter. There, they're both centre there, that's showing centre on that one. That's ISO 1600 in 4K on the 90D. And we'll bring it back down to the centre. That's ISO 3200 on the 90D, 4K. I'll now bring it up to 6400, press the shutter button, bring the aperture. Right, so we're now at 50th of a second, f6.3, ISO 6400. It's in 4K this. I don't know if you've watched my previous video where I compare it to the 80D. I'm not going to compare this one because this is 4K and I'm not going to compare 4K to 1080, but I have compared the 1080 from this 90D to the 1080 on the Canon 80D, which I'll link in the description at the end of the video. Let's try 12,800. I'm sure this will look not that great, but 12,800 at 4K on the 90D. We're at 50th of a second at f9. Wow. We might as well just go to 25,600 and I'll just centre it on the meter. I'm not seeing much noise dancing around on the screen here. We're at 4K, f13, 50th of a second, 25,600 ISO. I can knock it down a bit there and it's still showing in the centre of the meter in 4K. So what we'll do for the end of this video now, I'll also enable movie cropping and we'll see if that's any different. Right, so we're now in 4K still. This is going to follow up to the end of the other clip. We're now in crop mode. I've not moved the camera and as you can see it's zoomed in more. So we're in 4K and we've got cropping turned on. Hopefully it'll look a little bit sharper with the image in 4K cropped. So we'll now start banging up the ISO to 1600. Bring the aperture down to centre of the meter. So ISO 1600 now, perfectly exposed. ISO 3200. And that's perfectly exposed in the centre of the meter. ISO 3200, 4K, 90D in crop mode. We'll now go to 6400. Let's just bring the wheel down 3 stops. We're now perfectly exposed. We can go like that as well, to be fair. That's showing perfect as well, but always when you shoot at high ISOs, you're best shooting a bit brighter. So 6400, the settings are 50th of a second, double the frame rate, 25p, and we're at, what are we at? Just hang on, we're at 5.6, ISO 6400. 12,800, I'll just bring that aperture down. Right, 12,800, f8, 50th of a second, 4K cropped. Max ISO 25,600, but let me just bring the exposure correct. Right, the exposure's correct now. 25,600 ISO. I can see a bit of noise through my Canon 90D screen dancing around at 25,600. We're at f11, that's all, at 50th of a second in quite a dark office. This light on here is at minimum power, YN600. It's about 2 meters away, and look how bright it looks. Anyway, I'll leave this here to play and you can decide what you think of this footage. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Please comment and subscribe and please click that bell to get any notifications of new videos that's coming out. And remember, subscribe if you like.